Where exactly are you going? I just don't understand. Who invited you? I'm gonna do 6 laps jogging instead of a mile because I don't feel like timing myself. I just wanna jog and run. I'm gonna just do 6 laps. Did I say 6 miles? No, 6 laps, a mile and a half, good enough. Every lap, every minute, it sucked. Oh my gosh. Good morning, guys. I'm back in the Bay, back to business. Just picked up coffee because I need to go grocery shopping. Yeah, I had such a good time in New York and on my Amtrak ride. I just love traveling, and there's so many places that I've yet to have gone, and I am making it a point this year and the last couple of years, I would say, to really be intentional about traveling and just making it happen. I feel like I'm at such a good point in my life to be able to do it. I'm out of school. I have vacation time through a job. I don't have any kids, don't have a husband, don't have any of these things, don't have a mortgage. I don't know. Not that all of those things, if you have any of those things or if that applies to you, that's not to say that you can't travel, because that's dumb. Yes, you can. It's just that it's most ideal right now being a single 20-something and not having a lot of things that tie me down and not having those type of responsibilities. Of course I still do have my own responsibilities. I still have bills to pay. I still have loan payments that are about to start back up literally within the next couple of days, accruing interest again. So that's fun. That all being said, I've been wanting to travel, and obviously there's places out of the country that I really want to go to, and those are my big travel plans. But I still haven't been to a lot of places within the US, and I'm I can make that happen. So the train ride, loved it, 10 out of 10, would recommend. And then came back for a couple of days, made it in time for my little sister Dee Dee's birthday. It's her 21st birthday, so I made sure we had to turn up for her. Yeah, so came back for that, packed up, and then got ready to jet back out to New York. Oh my gosh, somebody is looking at me as I'm vlogging. We just made awkward eye contact at the same moment. That was so funny. New York is another place that I've always wanted to experience. My parents went a long time ago when I was little. We actually used to have family out there. My grandma used to live out there. We kind of have roots out there because as a lot of Caribbean people do, I feel my older relatives and my great grandma, when they came from Trinidad, they used to live in New York for a bit. Yeah, so it's always been a place that I've wanted to go and experience, and I feel as an American you kind of have to go to New York once in your life and get the experience of the Big Apple, Manhattan. But because it was such a short trip, I did not get to experience everything. But I feel I did a good amount in the time that I had. There was no time wasted. And I'm typically somebody that's like a super relaxed traveler. Like, I don't care to have an itinerary, but with this being a place that has so much, I kind of did outline little bullet points of like things that I would like to maybe check out. Like, if I didn't make it to it, totally fine, but little, like a little list of little sites that I'd want to see, or just places that I'd want to check out in my time there. And I gotta say, I pretty much knocked off almost all of them. Not all of them, but almost all of them. And I was pretty surprised with myself, because I don't like to rush on vacation. I feel like it defeats the purpose if you're always like bam bam bam, we gotta do this, gotta do this. I'm like, I live that way on a daily basis, having to get stuff done before I go to work, so I don't want to have that pressure while I'm on vacation. I do get that there's things that like have a time schedule to it, to where you gotta hit it by a certain time before it closes or stuff like that, but for the most part I like to be kind of relaxed in terms of the pace and the speed. I honestly don't know if I'd see New York being somewhere that I live. Maybe like if it was for work or something and I had like a temporary stay of like, I don't know, 6 months, or like, I don't know, something like that for work, maybe I wouldn't mind it. Or if like the perfect opportunity came up and it just, I don't know, it would have to be temporary. I don't feel like it's somewhere that I would want to stay long term. Like, it didn't feel homey to me. I didn't get the sense of like, this is where I belong, where I kind of get that more with LA. I hate to say it. But yeah, I'm just a Cali person. Like, Cali just obviously is home and it feels like home, but I did love New York. I have a good appreciation and respect for it now that I visited it, and I could definitely see the appeal, and I understand why people like it. And I could see how, like, being somebody with money in New York, like, you would be thriving. Because obviously every, you know, big city, every town is gonna have, you know, its struggles, its not so pretty parts. And for me, like, being from the Bay, it wasn't too much of a shocker. Like, it wasn't, like, even being, I ended up in like Harlem area when I was going over to the basketball court, and you could definitely see a difference. Like, even in some parts of Chelsea, I was like, I kind of feel like I'm low-key in the projects, but then I walk across the street and I'm like in a touristy area. It's interesting seeing like the different towns and the different walks of life. But it didn't stray me away. Like, I feel like if anything, it just felt really normal to have like the lower end or whatever type of areas. But I do see the appeal of it. I do see why people love the city. I don't know, even though it didn't feel like that's somewhere that I belong and I need to be, I really did like it. Like, I enjoyed it, and it felt so cool that everybody was kind of in their own world and didn't care. And even though people don't really care and they're in their own world and everybody's kind of like doing their own thing and not really tripping on you at all, people were really pleasant. And I was talking about this a little bit earlier too. The natives that I've like encountered briefly, like just like in brief little encounters walking by and stuff, through passing, they were really cool. So I didn't really feel like the cold shoulder feeling rudeness of it. Maybe I just wasn't in the right places to where that's like felt. Maybe I needed to go somewhere else, but I didn't get any aggressive cat calls, which I was like, oh, okay. Like, honestly, the little like cat calls that I did get were like funny and like lighthearted and like super chill. I feel like I don't think I looked very approachable anyways, because I normally had like headphones in or was, and I'm honestly kind of like, dang, I was like looking forward to experiencing that typical stereotypical New Yorker coming up to you, trying to holler at you. Okay, don't mind my bad East Coast accent. But I was like, I wanted to experience the hype. I wanted to see what it was all about, but nobody was coming up. I wanted to see what the hype was about, why everybody's like, oh, they're so aggressive with the cat calls. But you know, it wasn't given that. Really getting ready for nothing. Like I don't know, I think I've had like a post-vacation like dip of post-vacation sadness. I'm not gonna say depression because it ain't that deep, but I've definitely like been just kind of like sad since my travels are kind of over for right now. I know they're not like over forever, but like, yeah, I've just been like on such a high the past 2 weeks, that like now that I'm back, I'm just like, oh. But anyways, I say all that to say I'm kind of, well, I had plans that had to get rescheduled this morning or this afternoon or whatever, with a friend. So that's gonna happen probably next week. And then my brother's having like a thing at his house that was kind of like last minute, and I was like, oh yeah, I could go there later, but I was like doing a hike this morning or earlier, so I was like, I'll just have to like go after I get back home and shower and all that. But then of course by the time that happened, I'm like, I just don't feel like going anywhere. But yeah, I'm just about to get ready to feel better and see where it takes me. I'll probably just go to like a little boba shop, coffee shop, donut shop, I don't really know, bookstore maybe, and then that's pretty much it. Maybe try to take some pictures, which is why I'm getting ready. I could have easily like been defeated and just sat in bed for the rest of the day, or I could just get outside, even if it's to literally grab a coffee or something at 6 p.m. and just make the most of it, get some fresh air, get some pictures out of it. So that's what we're doing. Sometimes it's like that. Sometimes I get in these moods where I just don't feel like doing anything, and I really have to like push myself to go out because I'll be in bed all day. But yeah, all right. Look, oh yeah, I like straightened my hair for the first time this year, maybe, possibly, question mark. Maybe I did like once, but yeah, it's like actually grown past my nipple, which it hasn't been this long in a really long time. I was wearing like a V-part wig in previous videos for a while I was on vacation because it's just easier to not have to like deal with my hair. But I kind of felt like straightening it, and then I put it in a braid all day, so that's crazy though, right? Anyways, I'm wearing like, I don't even know how to explain, but I'm definitely ready for fall, as you could tell. This, oh my gosh, that's embarrassing how dirty this is. Okay.
Are you vlogging?
I am vlogging.
Rose. So we're at Rose. Ooh,
that's cute. Don't ask why I got coffee at 9 p.m., but it sounded good.